Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to go over today. I did a poll, and then it seems like the majority of people like the tactics breakdown, where I kind of just come on the camera and I look at the video of a game that we played earlier, and then we kind of break down like the hows, the whys, and the whats. So this game, set the stage, is going to be exploitation on Kambori. This one we had the majority, I believe, was TWS leadership. I'm running 1-6. And then almost, I think every squad leader and almost every team leader were TWS. So it helped a lot because we all did the same training and kind of got up to speed and kind of working off the same SOPs. So what you're looking at your screen right now is the breakdown of how we're going to do this. So what you see here is we separated these AO into lanes. So I had 1-1 take up Lima 2-9, and their job was to go from southwest to northeast up here, following my cursor. And then I had 1-2 and 1-4 being kind of the center of gravity, and they were going to be the hinge in which either 1-1 or 1-3 was going to close the gate on. And then that's where they went to Alpha 8-6. They would continue up into the town, and their objective was to take hold of the center part of the town where there's multi-story buildings, where they could prop up in there and kind of just have open fields of fire across the entire northeastern side of the AO. And then 1-3 was down here, and I believe that says Sierra 5-4. And they're same thing as 1-1, just to sweep northeast from the southwest. The command team, we were going to push out here to the east and drop a PB. I believe I go over the plan. Give me 1 second.
All right. With that being said, run Tiger up 5-4. We're 1-2.
Try to get me to come over to you.
All right, here we go.
All right, all stations gather on 1-6. I'll give you guys a quick little rundown on how we're going to do this. So the way it's going to work is we're going to do essentially cast a wide net. 1-1. Your lane is going to be Lima 2-9. 1-2 and 1-4. Your lane is going to be Alpha 8-6. 1-3. Your lane will be Sierra 5-4. We will be moving direct opposite from our fob, so essentially southwest to northeast. The name of the game here is first unit to take contact is going to report it up, try and win the fight, and then collect the intel off the bodies. The reason why we're doing it like this is it keeps us flexible, and the whole platoon will not get pinned down by the entire enemy team. Al-Islam is going to be running around trying to do hit-and-run tactics. It'll be hard for them to hit and run and disaggregated unit. We are playing against them as they play against us. We're using the same tactics. All right, with that being said, tell your guys that the medics of each element...
Okay, so you heard me brief it, essentially how I just explained it. At this time, while I'm briefing, though, what really helped was our 1-8, which was Fourth, Peanut. He's from the community Fourth. Good community. Check him out. But he essentially already got the drone up and running while we were doing this in staging, right? So instead of us going in blind, we already had someone use the assets we had available, which was ISR. During the staging point, we cannot leave. However, the drone can. So he's already going out there trying to get as much information as he can on enemy troop movements, possible cache locations. And you'll see later on, he eventually finds the enemy caches just through the drone alone, which is really nice. So whether, you could argue about that being a broken mechanic or not, I don't know, you can discuss that in the comments below. But I believe it was a good way to employ the ISR that we had available to us. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. There's a lot of running involved. So we continue to push, and 1-6, 1-8 stays back with the drone, while myself, 1-6, 1-7, and 1-9, we go out and around out to the far east. This is literally how much we were running for. The purpose of this was we wanted to get a patrol base set up. That way when people died, they're not running back from the fob. They're going to be spawning in outside the AO, closer to where we believe the enemy caches were going to be. Okay, I skipped it a little bit. This is, I believe, let's see where this is at.
Well.
Okay, so at this time, 1-3 is in a tick, troops in contact. We have already surpassed them. So we had already kept pushing around that eastern flank. We passed the contact they were in. We went ahead and placed the patrol base, and then we were on our way back to help 1-3. They gave us marks on where the enemy was. Let's go ahead and play it out.
How good is y'all's aim? Can you get headshots pretty good?
Yeah.
Right there you see, all right, so you're going to pay attention right here where my cursor is. 1-3 did a great job of what's called fix and flank. And fix and flank essentially is, I literally have this whiteboard for this very reason. For those who don't know, fix and flank is if I have a enemy right here, and then say this is my two fire teams. I have my Alpha fire team, and then I have my Bravo fire team. What would happen is one of these two fire teams is going to fix the enemy in place with fire superiority. So we're talking the grenadier, the automatic rifleman, the team leader. We'll say in this case it's Alpha team. They're going to pin the enemy in position with overwhelming volume of fire. What this then allows is it allows Bravo team to do an arc to try and get as perpendicular or 90-degree offset as they can to the target. What this allows is this now allows them to continue sweeping through the kill zone or the objective area where the enemy is, all the while Alpha team is shifting fires in the same direction that the maneuver is moving. So if the maneuver in this instance is moving right to left, then the fires from Alpha team are going to shift right to left. And as they get closer, to avoid blue on blue, they're going to start, like I said, shifting those fires right to left. And then you'll see here in the video, and where I just circled on my cursor, where that Bravo element ends up pushing one of the buildings and they continue sweeping. Now, you're going to see in the video, the geometries are not exactly the cleanest. You have to remember a lot of these people don't have a lot of military experience. The most they have is like, mil sims or tac sims. And so don't judge the tactics here too harshly. Most of these guys just play for fun and super casual, so don't take it high and to the right with it in the comments. But that's essentially fix and flank. You are fixing an enemy in position to allow another unit to flank them, right? So this is what we call the Ted and Ting principle. So you have Ted, they're brothers, right? So Ted, and then you have Ting. What does that mean? That doesn't make any sense, right, to a lot of people. Well, it's actually the supporting unit, and then you have the supported unit. Ting's job is to jab, right? If you were to take a boxer, right, the analogy of a boxer, when you're jabbing somebody, you're forcing them to cover up, wrap up, right? You're forcing them to hold up their defenses. And you're also kind of keeping them at a distance. You're kind of keeping them in a position that you want them to be at simply by just jabbing, right? You're maintaining contact with that individual. He's forced to defend himself, to kind of button up a little bit. He's not really too keen on trying to maneuver out of there because he's so focused on defending, taking cover, if you will. This whole thing with the jab sets up the hook, right? Hooking and jabbing. So here's the jab, 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 and then here's the hook. You set up that hook perfectly. You find a gap, right? And you exploit that gap. You send that right hook, connects with the jaw perfectly, knockout blow. And then you just finish the fight from there. Same thing like that, hooking and jabbing. All right. So supported. Supporting is going to be the unit that is fixing the enemy in place. The supported unit is the unit that's doing the flank or the hook. All right, we'll continue watching the video while I erase this.
Oh, it looks like they're pushing it.
Yeah, I see enemies crossing left and right in the field.
Friendly. Those are friendly.
1-4 enemies close on them, 1 killed inside their compound.
Right side or like past the like crop field, I think there's some.
Okay. Roger, 4-2. Are you guys still combat effective? How you guys looking?
So for more context, what's happening right now is 1-2 and 1-4. Remember, they're supposed to take the center of the town. I know I have the BTEC I can pull up, but I'm not trying to scrub through all that and ruin where I'm at. So if this is the AO, right, we have the road that runs through the AO. There's a road right here. And then this square is going to be the town. Remember, 1-2 and 1-4, their task was to occupy this town in order to suppress any enemies that were trying to infill into the AO from the north, northwest, and northeast. 1-1 was out here in a tree line, holding a tree line so that the enemies couldn't flank from the west. Here's 2, and then we'll just say here's 4, and then here is 1-3. Okay. So now what's happening is we are trying to confirm with 1-2 and 1-4 that they're doing okay, right? Because as 1-6, which is what I'm playing, a little tip for people who are aspiring to be 1-6, your weapon again is not your rifle. Your weapon is your squad leaders, and you have to keep checking in with your squad leaders through the push and pull principle. The push and pull principle is this: if I have information, I need to, as any type of leader, 1/6, SLs, TLs, I need to push that information out so everyone can know what it is. Now, the pull factor is I need to pull clarifying information from information that's been pushed to me. So an example would be this. If I, as 1/6, get pushed information from 1/1. 1/1 says, 1/6, this is 1/1. I have an enemy fire team moving north to south. Okay, that's pretty good information. But as 1/6, I need to clarify. So I'm going to pull some more information from that element and say, okay, hey, they're moving in that direction. What kind of weapon systems do they have on them? Do you see any reinforcements coming with them? Do you have an idea of where you believe they're going to go to? Things of that nature. Just to clarify the situation to get a little bit more detail. This helps with the OODA loop process I talked about in that other video, where you start out-cycling the enemy mentally on where you think they're going to go, where you're going to predict where they're going to go.
No, yeah, we're good. We just have enemies.
So here again, you see
close.
1-3, you hear the gunfire. They're clearing the buildings as we speak.
Solid copy on all.
Hey,
Are you good?
6-3.
We have the drone in the
Send
air.
it,
You can
3.
hear it.
Hey, 6-3. We are winning this fight.
Roger, we saw you start pushing. That was some good aggression, man. That was good aggression. Command team's helping with you combing out the other side.
Again, the geometries aren't the cleanest.
Yeah, Jordan, can't see much else. It looks like you guys
Hey,
got
1-3, be advised, we have some
to get back
contact on
us.
our southeast. I am.
All right, so you may be thinking, why did I stop in the middle of the doorway to start collecting intel on a dead body and do SSE? We already have taken control of the situation. 1-3 has already started setting in his security. We are working on casualties. We're doing post-assault actions, right? We are essentially mopping up. So don't come too hard for me in the comments about you didn't finish clearing on all that stuff. Don't worry, that's already taken care of.
I'm not sure where, but you might be kind of surrounded.
Hey, 1-3.
I see a single guy to you guys' south. He's crawling
1-3.
through the fucking open field to your south.
So if you heard that, 1A is still flying overhead, and he's providing real-time ISR about an enemy still alive crawling in our south, who's trying to still take shots at our dudes. This is how 1-8, or the drone operator on the Satyr and Ranger factions, can change the outcome of almost any battle. It's like you literally have eyes in the sky, and my military folks know how important and how crucial this tool is.
1-3, there's a single EI to the south crawling through the open field. We worry about him and hold security. Command team will get SSC and collect intel, continue the fight to cash.
Hey, 3's pulling security for medical at the moment.
All right, so pay attention. These two casualties on the ground, a lot of people will stop and they will, I don't know what to call this phenomenon or whatever this is, but people will literally stop in the middle of the firefight to try and heal these guys. No. Okay. We cover medical stuff in some of our pipeline program if you're interested in that. But we'll talk about that later. But win the fight first, because if these two guys are down, how many rifles are out of the fight? 2. If I stop in the middle of the fight to try and render aid to these guys, now how many rifles are out of the fight? 3. If I were to have a guy behind me do the same thing, now that's 4 rifles out of the firefight that could be used to be engaging the enemy. And you can see the enemy right in front of me, right here. You see the muzzle flashes.
You guys got it south.
He's down. Let's get these guys up.
Close combat.
1-9 over here. Yep, 1-9. Barney, start getting these dudes over here.
Yeah, we're good.
CCP's inside red building. CCP's inside red building. I say again, CCP's inside red building. If you're not a...
All right, CCP. What is a CCP? A CCP is a casualty collection point. It is used to consolidate all the casualties in one place because guess what? One medic cannot be at 8 places at once. I think we only had 4 casualties, but the same thing. One medic cannot be in 4 places at once. So instead of bringing the medic to the casualties, we bring the casualties to the medic. Literally at a collection point so he can have help taking care and rendering aid to these casualties. And so it saves time. It also protects the casualties from further engagement. You're going to see here we are calling out for people to hold security, conduct SSE, as well as knock out or render aid.
Medic, hold security.
Bravo, I'm dragging casualties. Take charge of the squad. Get me on 360.
We still have the drone in here as well watching for us.
Fucking.
We're still talking about
Never mind, I can't say that.
All right, so we are in the CCP now. We have something that we call looking for work or find a job. If you find yourself in a position where you don't really know what to do, no one's told you what to do, you kind of got lost in the sauce. One, security first, security always. So check to see, is all of the gaps in our perimeter secure? Do we have security? Is there any open flanks or gaps in our perimeter? If there is, take it over, command that position. If all security is set and that's good to go, all right, well, what else can I do? I know I have multiple casualties. I only have, I believe, 2 medics now at the time, but we have 4 casualties, so what can I do? Help with the casualties.
Bring him in.
And that's what we're
I'm
doing
working
here.
this guy. Hey, 1-7, help us work these casualties with 1-9 and the other 1-3 medic.
First,
One side.
Do we have? Team, let's go do some reconnaissance.
this is
All right, so one of the things that I like to use the command team as, because we have the drone operator, the platoon medic, and the platoon sergeant, I like to maintain flexibility and employ ourselves in ways that the rifle squads can't, or they're too preoccupied to do. In this case, now that we've won this engagement and we've gotten our ACE reports, we've gotten our casualties up, we've gotten reports of the specified cache location, I've already checked in with my adjacent units and making sure that they're still good to go. I am now going to push out on a small reconnaissance element to hopefully give 1-3 a heads up of what they're going to be walking into as the main element currently pushing the cache. Right now, 1-3 is the main effort. 1-2, 1-4, and 1-1 are all supporting efforts at the time.
one reconstituting at this time, and we will try that chop angle again.
Copy. Roger. You guys are doing great. Holding them down up there. 1-3 is also getting
1-4 is
reconstituted.
taking contact from across the street.
1-3 is about to start pushing cache location. Make sure east to west. Stand by for mark.
Okay, so we had just seen enemies. This is what we're talking about with the reconnaissance element. 1-3 is still getting themselves situated, so we push out our little reconnaissance team early. What this does is it gives us an early warning of an enemy that we spotted that was originally from the drone here. We lost eyes. They end up popping up again right here. That's the whole purpose of this. And I want you to pay attention to how we end up maneuvering these dudes and what we do to kind of pull their attention away from the main body.
Correction, they're going to you, 1-2 and 1-4. Those enemies are going. I'm gonna pop a smoke. Keep.
This is 1-2. We're taking some casualties on our alpha team.
We're
1-2
scanning,
is
we're
down.
scanning. Not the best cover to conceal position, I know. Right there you go. See that guy by the rock, right side? There he is.
Stand by for mark 3. It's actually pretty much already marked. The red diamond here. We have them. We have them looking at us. 3.
3 copy.
I'm gonna pop a smoke. Keep the enemy looking this way.
All right, so if you don't understand what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, the breakdown is this. The enemy's already looking at us. We have an element that's much larger than we are that's up and ready to fight. I'm behind pretty solid cover, and we're engaging an element about the same size as us. We never want to fight fair, right? We want to fight on terms dictated by us and where we know we have a higher chance of success. So what we do here is we essentially, the enemy is over here. We are here behind some rocks. Here's the road. 1-3 is still right here. The enemy is looking this way. We have their attention. We pop smoke to keep their attention this way, right? We have cover. We're like, it's like a magic trick, right? A good magician will always find a way to distract you from the sleight of hand that he's doing, right? So we're like, hey, look over here. Little did they know, 1-3 is actually sneaking up from right here, right? This is another way of fix and flank, but we're not fixing with fires. We're fixing with observation. We're fixing them as a distraction. Because they see us here, they don't want to cross at open terrain. We don't want to cross at open terrain, but they want to get the kills, right? They're gamers, right? They want to suppress us. They're probably radioing up to their command, hey, we have an enemy element trying to flank us. Their command is probably telling them, hey, shoot them, don't let them get past you. We're utilizing that and our OODA loop to think ahead of the problem, which is they're going to be focused on us. Therefore, they're not focused this way. So let's kick out a unit this way and just smoke them, which is what we did. So you're going to see how this kind of plays out.
Hey, just watching that cache. They have no fucking defense on the cache at but I'll keep an eye on it.
Alright, copy. Yeah, we're gonna head in that way now.
So right about here, again, here we are. Here's the enemy. 1-3 is starting to move this way, and they're going to hit it like so. We're going to fast forward a little bit. So now we're taking a little bit more risky move, right? We are running out in the open.
Hey, 1-8, we're gonna have you fly over command team and give us.
We're running out in the open because we're risking our life in the hopes and trusting that 1-3 is going to be able to actually locate and close with these guys. The reason why we started running the open is because we started to realize that the enemy's no longer looking at us, or it felt like as if they were kind of giving up on us. But we want to kind of dangle the bait, right? Dangle the carrot to keep them engaged, keep them.
It's kind of like a clear path and heads up as we move.
Yep, 100%.
Hey, 1-6, 1-3, if you want to
So
break it
they
back
started
down,
shooting at us again. Right, that means that we got them their attention again.
We have them looking this way. Oh, okay. Hold on. Stand by. I'm gonna start marking targets.
Hey, Herd, I got your mojo. I'm trying to start getting my Bravo.
1-2, 1-4. Enemies are in a yellow 2-story house with RPG gunner. Come on, guys. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
1-6, 1-2 out.
On the fly.
Oh, I
Move my Alpha.
don't think any of us have seen.
On the fly.
Oh, I can guide you right to that cast, just so you.
You hear that? He can guide us right to the cache. Again, the importance of a good drone operator will alter the course of your game. It can either make your game way more efficient and better, or it could just be another dude on the drone who isn't speaking, he's not communicating. Like, if you're going to be the drone operator, if you're going to be 1-8, please know what you're doing, and if you don't know what you're doing, get practice. Go to the training servers, practice it, whatever.
Know where it is.
There's 3
Copy.
contacts in the tree line.
And so basically 1-8 is guiding us literally onto the cache. And for those who don't know, in exploitation game mode, it is literally, you have a fat ass circle, and in this circle, it's I don't know the exact distance, but it's there's a lot of space and terrain you have to search for. And the more intel you collect off dead enemies, the smaller and smaller that circle gets. But you have to collect an ass load of intel. I mean, you have to be in a lot of engagements, and you have to kill a lot of enemies to do that. What we did, and luckily enough our drone operator did, was he found the cache without us having to get in as many firefights, so we could reserve manpower. And instead of going through the whole rinse and repeat process of trying to find the cache through intel, through dead bodies, he just found it through the drone and was like, X marks the spot, I'm going to take you right to it. That saved us, one, a lot of time and a lot of manpower.
Directly to your east. I got a fire team moving through. Check your fire.
3, do not get tied up.
Taking heavy fire from our north.
3, do not get tied up. Quickly engage those dudes and break off. We're about to be on the cache. We need that C4 ASAP.
Herd, I'm just dealing with these guys. I'll start moving my Alpha.
Hey guys, don't run out into the open field ahead of you. It's to your right, left, sorry. It'll be on the very edge of the tree line. Just go towards the drone if you can hear or see it. Just go.
Fire team at the moment.
Okay, so right now the enemy has communicated that, the Rangers are on the cache. So of course we're going to start crashing the cache site, meaning they're going to start sending all available bodies they can come defend it. They did a pretty good job warding off me and the command team, because we started taking rounds. We got suppressed. We were pinned down. We did enough of a delaying tactic to allow 1-3 to finish sweeping, but it looked pretty sketchy there for a second.
Hey, Herd, I'm gonna try to get out.
It's coming in.
I'm already on it, Zach.
Grenade. They're within hand grenade range. Talk me on 1-8. Where are they? How close are they?
They're very close. They're basically like 10 meters in front of you. They're moving their entire squad to the
Flanking.
cache.
I'm getting flanked right. I'm getting flanked from the right.
So right here, you're at a decision point, and this isn't really about 1-6ing and the how, what, and why we won the game. This is more about the individual skills or individual level thing, which is, my screen is not black and white. It's just a little bit of red around the edges. My first thought shouldn't be, I need a bandage or I need a tourniquet right now. I'm in an active gunfight. I don't have time to do that. I need to focus and be ready if someone comes up running up on me. Now, it'll be different once they start to lose color, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I need to start getting something going. So just kind of, I guess, observe. See, there's still a firefight happening. I cannot let my
1-3,
guard down.
we need help now.
Roger, I'm trying to move. We're in and out.
I'm not shooting because the rifle report, or literally the audible of my gun shooting, is just going to let that guy know exactly where I'm at. He doesn't know exactly where I'm at. He knows generally where I'm at, but he doesn't know exactly. If I were to shoot back through vegetation that I don't even know where this dude is, I'm just letting him know, hey, I'm exactly right here, so I don't shoot. I'm starting to lose color. This is where I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going through my OODA loop. Now would be a good time to at least stop the
I might be
bleeding.
going down here in a second.
So
I'm trying to
go
get
and put a tourniquet.
All right, tourniquet's on.
I'm not
There is a
bandaging
machine
yet.
gunner crawling probably about 20 meters in front of you, 1-6.
This is
I'm
why-
not sure if you have eyes on him.
I'm gonna try and get a little bit of
Oh,
time,
1-6.
right? I passed out from pain, not because I got shot.
1-6 is still up. It's just,
All right, there goes the grenade. I'm going to use the
I'm
time the
bandaging. I'll be
grenade
fine here.
exploited for me,
I'm
which
okay.
was essentially kind of like maybe daze the enemy a little bit. This is where I'm going to start bandaging.
6-3, we went to another fire team. We're Oscar Mike towards another team.
I think I got that rifleman.
Yeah,
Copy,
just for the
3.
record, 1-6 is basically on the cache. It's like 3 meters to his left. Just so you guys know where it is.
Copy, thank you. On my position, we're sitting on the cache.
And oh, I'll work this way out. There's the
I'm
cache.
prone on the
Here's
cache.
Contact left. And okay, so there's a concept called turn and burn. This is a near ambush at a micro level. 1v1, this dude is well within hand grenade range. He hits me, I hit the deck, and I'm not going to sit there and just let him shoot at me. I'm going to fight back. However, in turn and burn, you snap to the contact and you start shooting and you start moving towards it. In this instance, I'm prone. He hit my pelvis. That's why I fell so hard. And so I cannot just get back up and start shooting. So I'm just going to lay down as much hate and discontent in his direction to hopefully pin him down or neutralize him, which will allow my other teammates to go and sweep him. Luckily for me, I ended up killing him.
1-9, we're pushing up on top of you. Careful of overfire.
And then I had to start bandaging up again. Smoke that dude. Let me see here.
I need sit rep from 1-1, 2, and 4.
They call fire in the hole.
6
1-2's
is 1,
making
be
advance with that.
advised.
There goes the first
Managed
cache.
to win our fight,
Grab
but
an
we
intel.
got what's
Now, what we did is in this game mode, when you collect intel, like I said before, it starts to show the big circle on where that next cache is. But the intel has a limited lifespan, right? The intel will disappear if you don't collect it fast enough off the bodies. So we knew this cache was here, and it only shows one cache at a time. This is the important part. It will never show both caches at once. It only show one at a time. Since we already found this one and blow it up, we're not going to get the intel off this guy's body until after we blow it up to show the next cache.
Bravo, solid.
Tell time
Good shit, boys.
Good copy on all.
1-6, we're gonna proceed northwest.
Yes, sir. All right. Here's the plan. Cache is going to be by 1-1. 1-1, you need to start moving
Yeah.
north. 1-4 and 1-2. You're clear to start moving either northeast or break contact to your northwest.
Okay, why am I saying northeast or northwest? We know the cache is up here. We already have a squad making their way that way. I want to set up my support by fire, my Ting, right, to support Ted in the best way possible. We know the enemy's infiltrating somewhere out here to the northeast north. So the thought process is if I can send up my 1-2 and 1-4, my weapon squad and my security squad up to the northeast, set them up, they can then cut the enemy off from infilling. That's one option. The other option is send them northwest, and instead of cutting the enemy off, set up a support by fire to suppress any enemies currently there so that 1-1 can get in. What we ended up doing is we ended up pushing out 1-4 and 1-2 out to be support by fire in the northwest, while 1-3 and the command element, we ended up going out here to try and delay the enemy.
You get a support by fire set up at the elevated terrain at Echo. Last calling station, you're coming in broke out to link up with 1.
So we're out here running.
All stations, November
running.
4-9, cache located.
To the north.
1-8 found the
Is that
cache
cash
again.
direction or?
If you see here, there's a guy running
Slightly,
right to the
yeah.
left.
I see that.
What this does, and this is part of the ULU process, right? Just deduction. The enemy is coming from out in the horizon line. The direction of that horizon line is outside the AO. What does that tell me? Just through deduction, that tells me that the enemy's fob is probably somewhere out where the sun is, the direction of the sun, probably to the northeast-ish. Okay. We've already kicked out 1-4 and 1-2 out to the northwest. Therefore, I have to quickly get into a position with my command team to begin the delay tactic, to set up a blocking position, if you will, to prevent enemy reinforcements. Think of it as like blocking an enemy QRF.
I think I'm skylining right now, but
Yeah.
And this is where tactical patience come into play. I'm not going to shoot this one dude in the middle of the open, because what's he's going to do? He's going to report to his buddies that there's guys over there, like us. So we're going to let him pass. We ended up seeing, I believe, like their whole platoon. Hold on, I'm gonna scoot forward, and then I'm gonna fast forward to where we actually see their entire platoon. I gotta keep going. Okay, here we go. This is where kind of like the heebie-jeebies, right? So I'm going up. I don't see anyone over there anymore, but then out in the distance, I'm starting to push out, and then I start to see movement right here.
Oh, fuck. Hold on, go prone. Oh, I'm crawling back to the fucking bush, dude. All stations, be advised, you have an enemy squad reinforcing from the direct north of 1-6's position. They're running straight for the cache.
1-2 Alpha, watch your fire.
1-1 Bravo, 1-1 Bravo. They're coming
behind the
straight
wall.
from your east, 1-1 Bravo. Get ready for an enemy squad.
So 1-2 and 1-4 are having trouble getting out of this because the Alzom, from what I understand from talking to some of the dudes that were on that side, is their plan was to try and keep a big distraction center of the town. So there were like these small pockets of resistance that kept tying up 1-2 and 1-4 from actually leaving the town. So they did a good job holding them there, which made our job up here even more crucial, right? Because if I don't have a support by fire covering 1-1 as they move in, I have to prevent the enemy from reinforcing at the very least.
Hey, 1-1, enemies over that building over.
They're kind of coming more or less. Yeah, yeah. If you want, come
They're
behind
right
this
here.
wall.
Alright, hold on.
Right there, you see them moving.
6-3, we're masked out.
Copy.
1-3 just went down.
We're trying to fix.
There's more right here.
Oh, it's like the whole
More
team
right
just
here.
respawned. Yeah, here they come.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're collapsing on a 1-1 at this time, correct?
Yeah, 1-1 Bravo. You're about to get everyone and their mother on your position.
Understood.
1-1 Bravo, get ready.
1-1, it looks like their whole platoon
Alright, come on.
is pushing us now.
So the decision point was made, and this is why I made this decision. The enemy again is so, and this is, people get so hyper focused. When you are moving through movement to contact, which is what the Alzlam is doing, you can't get sucked in on the target. So if this is their cache, right, and then I have my 1-1 pushing this way, 1-3 was over here. They were dealing with their stuff. This circle is me and my command team, and then the enemy is trying to run this way. I understand the urgency, right? And this is where Alzlam made, or not Alzlam, but a lot of people make mistakes, is just because you're running this direction doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden, it's like illegal to look out to your flanks. If one of these dudes would have just turned to the left and just checked the flank, they would have seen us, we would have been smoked, but the issue is they didn't. And so we exploited the fact that they were so sucked in to just trying to get to their cache that we kind of snuck up behind them, and then you're about to see what happens.
One lead is proceeding.
Okay, we're gonna engage these dudes. Hey, we're gonna delay this enemy platoon as they push you guys.
1-1-1-8 can
Spread out in the building. Yeah, spread out in the building.
Understood. Holy.
I wish I had a machine gun. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, okay, there's a huge group of enemies. Why did I choose to shoot that guy? Bring out the handy dandy whiteboard again. So there's a 3-man team. What you don't know is 1-7 spawned in on us at this time. So, and I'm just going to break this down landscape so you can see. So if this is myself, 1-9 and 1-7, right? We're in a linear fashion facing the enemy. And the enemy, I'm just going to do one big line to spread across this entire route right here, okay? It doesn't make any sense for me to try and shoot across the terrain to engage when not only is it a shorter distance here, but my sector is easier to hold this way. And then he holds here, and then he holds here. What you now have is interlocking fields of fire, meaning anyone in here, there's no gap. Everyone's going to be seen and engaged. And what this does is it literally, you'll see in the video, it pins that entire squad plus in the open field. They all go prone, and it delays them long enough for 1-1 to get the cache, to C4 on the cache and blow it. Simply because 3 dudes set up in such a way where we could cover the entirety of the enemy formation and just keep suppressing them and pinning them down. You're gonna you'll see what I mean. Watch.
All stations. One command team is delaying the enemy platoon. We need you guys to get that cache. Guys, I need you guys to push. We have the entire... Yes, nice.
1-1 is burning cash at this time.
Copy, good job.
And there it is. So you see how just 3 dudes is able to pin down an entire enemy squad plus, maybe even 2 squads. Like, positioning is almost arguably more important than firepower. If you can position yourselves in a way where you can utilize even just 3 rifles to take down or pin down an entire squad minus or platoon minus or squad reinforced, whatever you call it, the positioning is what is going to win the fights, right? It's just way better that way. As you see, we won with 90% manpower left. The majority of TWS guys were alive. It's just simply... Tactics applied is great, but if you don't know... Knowledge of tactics is great. Application of tactics is something else entirely. You can't know all the cool tactical doctrine. You can't read all the books in the world, but if you never actually take the time to go train and apply it, it's kind of pointless. So it's important, at least in my eyes, to ensure that you guys aren't just taking these videos and just watching the videos and doing nothing with them, right? Go out into the pub matches. Practice this stuff. Go into the training server. Get together with a group. Practice with a small group. Obviously, I'm a TWS member or owner, and so like we do this stuff all the time. We have something called the pipeline program where there's no requirements. It's a rotating schedule, so everyone can join. You literally join the Discord. You sign up. And then you literally just get in when you can. You knock out the classes, and all the guys that you saw in this game at the end screen, all those guys did the pipeline program, and I'm telling you, it is leaps and bounds better than just some guy that you get in your squad that is just kind of, maybe he is former military, but unless you have a full unit or at least a decent amount of guys in your team running tactics together, it's very difficult to win. So, I guess that's my shameless plug to kind of be like, hey, come join TWS, come try out the pipeline program just to get you a general foundation, and you're not just kind of some guy floating through space trying to have a good game. That's really all I'm going to say about that. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you learned something new, please drop it in the comments. If you have questions, drop it in the comments. If you want to have a respectful debate about certain tactics used, drop it in the comments. I love the debating stuff. But with that being said, thank you again. We broke 600 subscribers, which is awesome. That's all thanks to you guys. But that's really all I got. I'll see you guys in the next one.